we have Inga Bielinska, who is going to share some of her experiences working as a team coach. And we will continue with this space every month. And everybody's invited, it's free, and everybody's welcome to join and learn from the team coaches' experiences. And so today, Inga is going to be sharing a case of some of her experience. I also asked Inga to link her presentation to the ICF team coaching competencies, because one of our goals in this space is for people to become familiar with that framework. And that part, everybody is welcome to present. So if you are a team coach and want to present, let me know, and we will invite you to do this space. For now, I am inviting graduates and staff from the training that I train team coaches. So part of the presenters and participants here are students or graduates from that program. So one of my goals also was to offer a community, a learning community for the graduates of the program. So once that they finish the program, they can continue learning. So one of our goals in this space is to bring the graduates from the program to keep learning together. Everybody's welcome. And Inga is part of the team that supports the program. She is a very experienced coach, team coach, mentor coach, supervisor, and she's originally from Poland. She lives now in California. And Inga, what do you want people to know about you before you start with your presentation? Thank you, by the way. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation and being here today. I will give you the spotlight.
So I want you to know that I actually did Damian's training 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, the team coaching, was it 2 years ago, Damian?
Yeah.
And I did it being experienced team coach. And it gave me a lot of reflection. And what I really enjoyed about this training was the practical side of it, that we actually, we coached. We had the experience of coaching a team and being a team, which was wonderful. And I'm happy to see so many of you, because I feel that being a coach, it doesn't matter, it's a team coach or an individual coach, executive or life coach, is the space of lifelong learning. And we learn from each other. So I would love to invite you to ask me questions, to challenge some of the perspectives, because no processes we do are perfect. And I'm going to share some philosophy I developed as well, learning from Damian, for example, and learning from other great team coaches out there. But it's not a perfect philosophy, or it's not the perfect thing. I try to align with ICF core competencies as much as possible, because I am an ICF coach. I'm as well accredited as a team coach by ICF. That's why I'm always open to learning. So please feel free to ask me questions, to challenge something, to as well to share how you would like to do something. We've got only 1 hour, so I think about one breakout room for that during this 1 hour. I will be sharing the presentation as well in a minute with you. You get this presentation available. In this presentation, I will be showing the bits of tools or artifacts, but not from this precise team, because I did this case online. And if I shared they work online, you will recognize what organization I'm talking about. So I decided to use some older photos from things which I did offline, because they are not so easily recognized. But still, I will be able to show you some tools I use for different elements. Yeah, so that's a disclosure. Yeah, this is the problem with online work as a team coach, that you cannot really show anything, because then everybody will recognize what team or what organization we are talking about. Okay, so let me start with the presentation. Let me just go into the presenter mode so I can see you well here. And hopefully you can see me as well and see the whole presentation. So for people who I'm not connected with, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm present there. If you have some follow-up questions, I'm very happy to answer it as well. I love coaching community. I relocate a lot myself, so I always like to connect with coaches from all over the world. However, when I think about the team coaching, there are 2 words which come to my mind when I think about the team coaching process. One is fixed, but the other is flexible. And I think that there's something about team coaching process that when you read books about that, sometimes it is hard to imagine how the team coaching needs to be done. I don't know about you, but I remember reading first time, I think it was David Clutterbuck's book about the team coaching. It was a long time ago, 2014. And I read it and I thought like, but how do they do this? Like, okay, I understand the premise behind it, but how do they really do this team coaching process? Yeah, with a team, how it works. And through this decade, because that was 2014 when I started doing team coaching, up till now, 2024, these two words came to my mind. When I think about the fixed element, I think about this. Whenever I sell or I advocate for the team coaching in the organization, I show the process in 3 steps. First, we're going to think about the discovery phase. And this discovery phase might be done in a different way. And then after discovery phase, we will decide if it's a team coaching case or not. And then we will go to the delivery phase, whatever it is. If it's team coaching, that's great. And then we will go to the evaluation phase. And that's something which is fixed for me. And I like to let my clients know that between the discovery phase and delivery phase, different things might happen. And when we engage in discovery phase, it might not mean that we will do team coaching. So that's the most important thing for me, because, and that's actually aligns with competency 1, demonstrate ethical practice, that first of all, I know the distinction between team coaching, team building, team training, team consulting, team mentoring, team facilitation, and other team development modalities. And through the discovery phase, I can suggest something to my clients that we can go this way or that way, or even, you know, and that's the next point, demonstrate the knowledge and skill needed to practice the specific blend of team development modalities that are being offered. Because very often in delivery phase, we mix. So there is something like I don't know, the team building element, and then there is a team coaching element. So I feel that if I can provide my clients with the clear structure like this is discovery phase, it goes this way, and we can decide after that we are going into the delivery phase. And in this delivery phase, we can have different modalities. And that's how it roughly might cost, and you will make the decision when we get there. And it all ends up with the evaluation phase. It gives them some kind of fixed image of what's going to happen, because I was lost as a team coach about like, what should I do? How should it work? And I'm pretty sure that clients are lost as well when we talk about the team coaching, that they don't really understand what we are trying to advocate for. Okay, and our ability to make sure that we see the difference between different modalities, we can explain them to clients, is very important. You might say, okay, that's fixed. That's not really fixed, Inga, but that's as fixed as you can get, because the rest of the team coaching is very flexible. Flexible in meaning that it's all based on team coach or team coaches. I like to work in twos with a team. They react to what's going on in the moment. They really dance with a team using certain tool. And the basic tool of a team coach is intervention. And I like to look at the intervention cube. I haven't invented it. It's a very old tool. I think it was it's what from the consultancy intervention book, but I think it's very useful for still team coaches, that I can use different kind of interventions with a team. And actually, when we go to the competency, it aligns with 2 competencies, with maintaining presence and evoking awareness. And I don't know what kind of interventions I'm going to use with the team. But I know that I need to use all my abilities, range of sensory and perceptual abilities, to focus on what is important in the coaching process, encourage the team members to pause and reflect how they are interacting in team coaching session. And I have to move in and out of the team dialogue as appropriate. And coaching interventions are very good tools to do it. And as well, through coaching interventions, so this dance with a client in the moment, I actually evoke awareness. So this is competency 7. I challenge the team's assumptions, behaviors, and meaning-making processes to enhance their collective awareness or insight. I use questions or other techniques to foster team development and facilitate the team's ownership of their collective dialogue. So when you look at this intervention cube, it might look complex, and I'm pretty sure it does look complex. But when you figure it out, it's not as complex. You can either focus on a person and their behavior during the team coaching process. You can focus on two people and their interpersonal behavior, how they behave here, or you can make an intervention about the whole group. And as well, the intensity of this intervention, it could be low, it could be very safe intervention, or it could be very high. And you can imagine that at the beginning of the process, probably you will not be too intense with your observations, and you will not make a lot of individual interventions because you don't want to single out anybody. At the beginning of the process, you want to build trust with the team. I can give you the example here. Very often at the beginning of the process, when there is little trust built and there is a lot of fear, some unhealthy self-oriented behaviors show up. Some people become aggressive, some people become cynical, some people, they just don't participate. Some others start to build alliances too quickly, like support to each other much too quickly. They don't even understand their needs and their perspective, but they build these alliances. They always support each other. And let's say aggressive, cynical, unhealthy behavior. Somebody makes snap comments towards a coach or other colleague and so on, so on. Will I be singling out this person immediately? I don't think so. I can share with them something one-on-one, give them feedback during the break. But would I make this intervention? Damian, I will use you as the example. Yeah, Damian, I've noticed that your comment made this reaction on the team. What are your thoughts? It is too intense at the beginning. It's too intense intervention. But later, when we get to know each other a little bit better, when the team is used to interventions, I will be not really worried about that. I would say like, you know, I noticed this, that whenever, for example, Gabi speaks, Damian, you share this kind of comment. What are your thoughts? What is triggering this behavior? So, you know, you look at the interventions as the basic tools coaches do, but as well, you need to be aware when and how to use them. And that's, I think, the biggest work team coaches can do, learn how to use interventions mindfully. The simplest way you can start doing it is to contract with the team at the very beginning that you're going to do this routine emotional check-in. That's a very safe intervention. How do you feel about what we are doing right now? And I like to contract it with the team at the beginning. Yeah, I tell them like, you know, team coaching very often is about observing here and now and how it relates to, you know, your work outside of the session here. And the easiest thing we can do, we can just pause and ask ourselves, how are we feeling about things? So is it okay if we contracted that I am allowed to stop us from time to time? And the team says, yes, of course. And then I do it. And then I notice after some time that team members are starting doing it. In some books, I noticed that this is called toot, time out of time. Some people use it. I use it with some teams as well, that I invite the team to toot. Yeah, let's toot now. So time out of time is actually we are pausing and we are observing what's happening here right now. Okay, so again, fixed and flexible. What is fixed? I know the 3 steps of the process. I educate the client what might happen there. I educate them as well that in delivery phase, we don't have to do team coaching because from our, you know, discovery phase, it might be visible that it's not the case. And then flexible is everything what you do with a team, starting from the basic interventions. So let me go to that team coaching case study because we are here to discuss it. Okay, so first who? I collaborate with one of the big tech organization, and this org acquires usually smaller startups, and they want to be sure that the startup is aligned very well with the bigger organization. So this team coaching case is the team from a startup after significant acquisition by a larger firm now consists of 9 members, there are 9 people, and a leader. And it merges, because they do it all the time this way, that it merges legacy employees with some new additions. So you've got a little bit of people from the startup and a little bit of people from the bigger organization. However, leaders are usually from startup. So what is the goal? The primary objective was to enable the seamless transition to reach peak performance. Yeah, like, you imagine the organization was bought, the acquiring party wanted to cash the deal as quickly as possible. Yeah, so we need to have this seamless transition. However, the original team members from a startup were accustomed to more hands-off management style. The decision, everybody was a decision maker. People were really open to creative disagreements. They dispute with each other a lot. They arguing with each other, but it was all very creative. So it was like this kind of, I would say, creative conflict, and they liked it and they thrived in it. And they said that was the reason this organization, the startup, was so successful. However, the larger organization had more hands-on management culture. So managers were like more engaged in the decision-making process. There was less autonomy. And actually, creative disagreement, it wasn't so welcomed. It was perceived a little bit as dangerous. And I was invited with a co-coach to help this new team, new build team, get to this peak performance as quickly as possible. They had a great product. This bigger team wanted to get this product. What now? So now will be a space for you to work a little bit in breakout rooms, because I'm actually curious, before I'm going to show you what I propose for discovery phase, how to discover with this team, how to discover what can I apply there? How can I decide what is the modality I need to go to? Is it a team coaching, or maybe team building, or maybe something different, maybe some training? And I will divide you now in smaller groups. Let me stop sharing. I will divide you in smaller groups, and I will give you 8 minutes. Recreate. Okay, how many rooms will we have? Let's say 4 rooms. There will be 5 people in each room.